death, taxes, and Jon Jones beating a hit and run charge, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we know that Conor McGregor is next in the news headlines. We kind of got a rotation going on. Conor, Raja, Jon Jones. So let's get this one out of the way so we don't need to talk about it this week. But really quickly, there's a brand new Scaling Up podcast where Doug Mullo gave an update on the police investigation, the timeline, when all that stuff will um, be finished with. I'm going to leave that video link down below. All of the links are on here for Doug Malvo, Scaling Podcast, at least their YouTube channels. I'm lazy. You can find the donor link on their pages. But yeah, Jon Jones has charges dropped casing from February crash. This one, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, where'd he go? Where'd he go out from me? I have one of the drivers leaving the scene on foot, heading westbound.
Didn't even make it 51 days into the year. Whatever, let's get through this and then we'll go back to that video and critique Jon Jones and everything. Um, Former UFC heavyweight champion Jon Jones is no longer facing charges stemming from an incident in February in which he was accused of fleeing the scene of an accident and threatening a police officer. The Bernalillo County District Attorney's Office in New Mexico on Tuesday dropped all charges against Jones, citing it as reason to believe the defendant's alibi defense is credible. It's one unusual detail. The charges were actually filed against Jones twice due to a clerical error, which resulted in multiple cases being dismissed regarding one incident. I want to begin by thanking the District Attorney's Office for carefully reviewing the facts and ultimately vindicating me completely. I've always believed in the importance of truth and fairness, and I am grateful that the evidence spoke for itself. The simple fact is this: I was never there. I never even left my house that night, and it was all the evidence proved that. The charges against Jones stemmed from a February 21st car accident in Jones's hometown of Albuquerque. Police responded to a half-naked woman in the vehicle who claimed Jones had been driving and left. Body cam footage showed the woman later called a man she said was Jones, who then made verbal threats to the officer on the scene in June. Jones appeared to implicate himself as the man on the phone when he wrote and then deleted from X. Whoever was on the phone with me at first, his timestamp is different. Oh my god. His timestamp is different. By the time I was acting aggressive on the phone, it was a completely different conversation. I was already in my paranoid and defensive state. Jon Jones has dealt with several legal issues in his career. He was arrested and charged with felony hit and run in 2015 after he fled the scene of a crash that injured a 25-year-old pregnant woman. He pleaded guilty to leaving the scene of an accident and was sentenced to supervised probation. Jones also pleaded guilty to DUI charges in 2012 in New York and in 2020 in New Mexico. Widely considered the greatest of all time, Jones retired from competition earlier this year. Then attempted to unify his heavyweight title against interim champion Tom Aspinall. He quickly announced he intended to come out of retirement. However, in hopes of competing on the UFC's planned White House event on July 4th. Let's get honest about this and let's not even talk about what should happen. Well, let's just talk about what will happen. Jon Jones beats this case once again. Okay, they can't prove he's at the scene. Let's say he was never at the scene. Let's say, he was drinking at home that night and went on a walk and started a live stream. Let me see if I can actually pull that up while I'm here. The one where he was rambling about his kids and how they disappointed him and all this stuff, right? Um, like, at what point? All right there. What's
Jon
up?
Jones just went live on his Instagram and it was
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Uh, no disrespect to you. I'm just gonna go to a short ear.
on a trip.
Now, again, this is, I think, the exact live stream that he made right after the incident at 3 a.m. And when this initially came out, right, you're gonna see what the issue is in this video. Now we know the full story.
And get pissed off, disappointed. Another dad, you just want to kill him. On a trip.
I'm not. I'm not bringing this clip up just as ammunition to shit on Jon Jones. Everybody can do it. Everybody does it. This is fucking disgusting. It wouldn't matter if it was. It wouldn't matter if it was Jon Jones or whoever. 1 second here. Um. There we go. But it wouldn't matter. Jon Jones, Conor McGregor, whoever it is. You're admitting, again, kind of like what I said in the Raja situation. You are willingly recording yourself saying this. How do you think your kids felt when they watched it? 1 second here. I got it. There we go. How do you think his kids felt when they saw their dad? I'm assuming his kids follow, their dad on Instagram. That's a pretty common thing in this world, right? There's only ever going to be a social consequence of Jon Jones. And that's truly what it comes down to. You know, we see it in football, right? We see how many allegations against legends, former, past, current stars. You know, the Henry Ruggs situation, right? If they're only going to get a slap on the wrist. If he's only going to get a slap on the wrist for what his fourth, fifth, I don't even know what DUI this is, he's not going to change. And the other part that I want to add here, because I want to keep this short. I don't want to just sit here and ramble. Like, okay, you retired, you unretired the moment they announced the White House. What happens when that door is completely closed? What happens when there is no chance of him fighting? You know, he's 45, 50. Dana White fully turns his back on him, right? What happens then? Right? I don't know. I wanted to bring that update now. Again, two topics I'm tired of talking about. I'm gonna probably still be making videos on Raja because again, it's the biggest story in MMA. I gotta get views. But again, we need to wait for fights to happen. We got good fights this weekend. Well, let me know. What do you think about Jon Jones completely being exonerated of this incident? And where's the breaking point if we haven't reached it yet? But yeah, I'm interested to hear what you have to say down below. Hopefully, I have to do predictions probably tomorrow, maybe Thursday, but yeah, make a more positive video hopefully, but that's what I got later.